Get ready with me as I share my story of why I moved to Belgrade, Serbia. I know my bathroom is not like the most aesthetically pleasing bathroom, but I want to share before I go live on YouTube, where I will talk for an hour about why I moved to Belgrade. So 10 years ago, I graduated from university. I studied political science. I worked on a lot of different campaigns, volunteered on campaigns from the local level to congressional level to senator, presidential. And 2014, I knew like things were going to change. Like there was a whole shift in American society, and I was like, I want to leave the U.S. I don't want to go to Washington, D.C., intern and uproot my life and not make a lot of money. So my goal was, okay, leave the country, make a lot of money, and then go back to the U.S. and start a wonderful life. Turns out I went to grad school. I couldn't find a job abroad. I didn't have the money just to volunteer. So I went to grad school, and during grad school I studied to get my teaching certificate. And I knew like, okay, at least if I can teach while I support myself and figure out my life, I can start a business on the side. So I went to China at first, didn't like it so much because it was just so big and it was overwhelming. And I went to Bangkok, where I didn't know a lot about Bangkok, but I found a good teaching job, all by accident, just kind of wandering to school. And while I was teaching, I did like a lot of side hustles, like being a tech writer, networking with other types of foreigners that also were into starting their businesses. I started my Ladies Afternoon Tea Network, where I organize expat and local women over afternoon tea. And from there on, I was like, I like living abroad. I need to make this work. So Serbia, I moved to Serbia in 2022 during the war. I have lived in quite a few random cities, like Almaty, Kazakhstan, Istanbul, Turkey. And in Paris at the time, I had a startup, and I was part of Station F program, working in a different startup. And I knew like, okay, France is just not the most welcoming place for foreign entrepreneurs like myself. So I had to get out of the EU. It was really hard to get a visa to stay as a non-EU citizen. So I looked at a map and I was like, okay, either Belgrade or Tirana, Albania. I don't know anything about the Balkans, but let me just take a bus there and figure it out. So I gave myself a week. I chose Belgrade. There was a bus directly from Belgrade, from Paris to Belgrade, and I was just like, okay, I'm in Belgrade, don't know nothing. And after a week, I fell in love with the city, and I was like, you know what, it has everything I need. It's walkable, friendly, everyone speaks English. Blair, let's make this work. And that is how I ended up in Belgrade and became Blair in Belgrade. I really love the city.